Well. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Leverage with the Information Diva. I'm Deborah Thorne, the Information Diva, and it is my pleasure to be with you today. If you don't know who I am, hang around. You'll get to know me a little bit better. Let's Talk Leverage is an offshoot of the Leverage Conference for speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs happening in our fourth year. Believe it or not, this is 4 years. It's happening November 10th, 11th, and 12th, and we'll talk more about the conference as we go on. As you always hear me say, I got another good friend who's with me today. Yay! They're always good friends. I am really blessed. So today I want to introduce my audience to Arba Cooper. Arba, hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here, girl. We're going to have some fun. This lady knows some stuff, you guys. And so we're really going to be talking, and you get a chance to hear us really go. But lest I mess up, let me can't talk. Let me start by reading her bio for you, so you know the kinds of people that bring here. Because what we want to do is be sure that we are all leveraging what we do. So let me give you our definition of leverage. We define leverage as networking plus collaboration equals opportunity, and that's leverage. Much like Tyler Perry said, while you're out asking people for a seat at their table, excuse me, we'll be building our own. And that's what we do here at the Leverage Conference and Let's Talk Leverage. And my guest today is going to be talking about do-it-yourself marketing, and we really need to hear. So let me tell you about Arba. Arba Cooper loved technology ever since she was in middle school. Over 30 years ago, she realized she has a gift to teach others in a simple, fun, and engaging way. She decided to leave her successful career as an engineer when she was young, married, and raising small children to pursue her dream of entrepreneurship. Arba has designed over 250 websites for entrepreneurs, professionals, ministries, and organizations. Now she is passionate about using her skills and experience to empower entrepreneurs to understand marketing to determine if they want to do it themselves or pay someone else. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to my friend, Arba Cooper.
Hey, if you don't cheer for yourself, then
Who will? Absolutely,
who
my love.
will? Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start and go back a little bit. Arba and I know each other from an organization that we belong to, and I want to give her a chance to kind of tell you about. She has her own chapter. I'm so proud of her. She's got her own franchise. Yay! We're part of Network Lead Exchange. I happen to attend the women's group, and I'm one of the leaders in that. But this sister here has her own chapter, and I want you guys to hear what she does there. And then we're going to jump into what this not former engineer, but this previous engineer in another life was doing, and now what she's doing with entrepreneurship. So tell us about your Network Lead Exchange franchise, please.
Sure. Thank you, Deborah. So my chapter, I'm in Buffalo, New York, but my chapter is a national chapter. So we have members that are North Carolina, Ohio, some of the different states coming on board. But the name of my chapter is Vision Doers. And I named that chapter because I work with people who have a clear vision about what they want and will do what it takes to get there. So because of that, I'm taking my 30 years of marketing and I'm pouring it into my members. So every week they're learning something personal, professional, or financial to help them move them along in their journey.
Awesome. And I really love hearing that because, as you know, I attend a lot of networking events. That's part of who I am. Mm-hmm. And I was in a group today and I thought, these ladies really enjoy being together, which is not a bad thing. Right. They enjoy getting awards. So they have a whole award thing where they're giving each other awards and stuff. And all that's really good. But, that's not making any difference in the bottom line. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And as a businesswoman, I want the bottom line to be affected. Okay. Right. And so, what you're talking about when we're teaching people, we're helping them affect their bottom lines. And that's what I'm after. It's like, no, 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 no. I got enough friends. I thank God I got the friends I have.
Right.
And I think that the pandemic was a chance for all of us to like screech and figure out how we're going to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I look at it, if we had had this pandemic 5 or 10 years ago, oh my Lord, we didn't have the technology that let us do what we're doing. But thank goodness God let it happen when it did. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
Well, we actually did have the technology because I live with technology.
okay.
It's
Well, the
just that
rest
it
of us didn't
wasn't
know.
right. It just wasn't as mainstream as it is now. And I agree with you that I'm a member of different other networking groups as well. And the reason I decided, well, actually, let me step back. My group definitely does network, but we network with more of a purpose, and they have more of a reason to come together. So in the other networking groups that I'm in that are more established, they had more members. And so starting a new chapter, if you're going to have the focus be networking, well, you have to have enough people to network. So I found it difficult to get new members when there was only two people, showing up. So I said, okay, I've got to do something different at this building stage to get people to want to come and have networking just be a natural flow. So that's why I decided, let me focus on training. And that's making my few people, because I just started this March, but it's making those that join, they are coming because they don't care if nobody else comes or if it's two people, because they know I'm giving them that one-on-one attention. And in addition, I have featured speakers or guest speakers because I don't want to be the one every week, because we meet every week. And I don't want to be the one doing all the talking every week. So I bring in guest speakers for like the financial stuff. I'm not a financial expert. I bring in people for like spiritual, all kinds of things. So it just makes it to be something to look forward to. And then that's how the networking happens and the
And,
connections happen.
and what I'm hearing also is you're creating what you want and need.
Yeah.
Okay, that's because I definitely hear that, and so much of what we do in networking is rote. People say the same thing, they do the same thing, and
Yeah.
it does not really create what we say we want to have happen. And
Right.
yeah, I'm struggling with that. So I have said it before. I'm gonna have to adjust my schedule so I can be there. But I want to be there. I want to watch you grow. I want to be a part of that growth. So now we've gotten that part out of the way. Tell us about DIY marketing.
Okay, so DIY marketing came about as I was working as an engineer. I had a good friend of mine who's a hairstylist that basically, she needed some help with her marketing. And so I did using my corporate knowledge of marketing, I did something very simple. I made her a postcard that said, bring in this postcard and you'll get a free deep conditioner. And this was back, aging myself, but I don't care because I look good. But this was back in 96, before Vistaprint became as big as it is. And so I made her a postcard and I told her, send this postcard out to it, because this is when people had mailing lists and had phone numbers. Everything wasn't so digital. And she sent the postcards out and reclaimed a lot of her clients. So then the next salon that she went to, they asked her, oh, who did your postcards? Who does your business cards? And she said I was her client, but she said she doesn't do this for a living. She's an engineer. And it just ended up that when I came to get my hair done, all the other stylists were asking me, what else do I offer? And I started to realize that a lot of small businesses, well, I don't even like to use the word small business, because small business means any business that's 500 or less employees. So I work with the solopreneur.
Wait, and I used to always say, if I got 500 employees or if I'm making $500,000, you better not call me small, okay?
Right.
So yes,
But that's what the SBA, or
right.
whatever, the Small Business Association, they call small business 500 or less. So I specifically work with that professional or that entrepreneur where it's just them. And I realized these hairstylists, they knew their profession. They knew how to style hair, but they didn't know how to market. And so I started with the hair salons, and this was in California.
Mhm.
And yeah, because I don't know if I told you that part, that I was living in California. That's when I was living in California with my full-time job, and I had built such a client base, and I found I had a love and a joy for working with these entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And it came time, that's a whole nother story. When I decided to leave corporate America, it was at the height of my career, and I was in my 30s, and I knew that having technology, as long as I kept my pulse on technology, that if I tried this entrepreneur thing myself, and if it didn't work, then I could get back into technology. Well, anyway, to fast forward, DIY marketing came about because I realized that the reason a lot of entrepreneurs were not successful is because they just simply needed to market more. And a lot of them didn't think that they could afford marketing, and so they didn't do it. And so, I was like, no, you can't afford it. If you have the right tools, it's easy to do. Well, then fast forward a little bit, I worked for an actual large internet advertising or digital agency. I
Mhm.
worked there for 12 years, and I just recently left them in April of this year.
Yay. Okay.
So like I said, if I knew if I wanted to ever get back in the workforce, I could. So anyway, I worked for this digital marketing agency, and this is when I saw the other side of it. I saw the businesses that did have the money to pay for their digital marketing, but then they were so disconnected from it, meaning that they would pay the money and say, "You're the expert. Do just get me business." And so I would work with these clients, and I would try to onboard them, which means I would try to spend time with them, ask them what were their goals, what makes them unique, do they have any offers, anything like that. And they didn't want to spend the time to help me to help them. So then I started realizing all of these businesses that are saying that these agencies are ripping them off, it's not true. The entrepreneurs are ripping themselves off. They're ripping themselves off because they are not taking the time to understand how digital marketing works so that they can work with, whether it be an agency, whether it be a digital marketing strategist. They just need to provide the information to help reach the goal they're trying to get to. So that's what I do. In a nutshell, I empower entrepreneurs to better understand digital marketing, to get a better return on their investment, whether they decide to do it themselves or pay someone else.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm listening to you, and really and truly, this is one of the reasons we get along so well. We have very similar clients because I love it when someone comes to me and says, I need somebody to do my social media. And I go, okay, and what does that mean? You know,
Right,
well, I need them to do it. I need to be on Facebook and LinkedIn and blah, blah, blah. Okay, hold up, hold up. Is that where your customer is? Well,
right,
I don't know. Well, is that where you are? I don't know. Well, okay, back up. Nobody can pull this out of a hat. And
right.
so we're spending time now trying to educate because I'm like with you, we're educating people, and this would be a good time to talk to people about Club CEO. We're actually doing on Facebook in a group free training,
Mm-hmm.
complimentary coaching, complimentary consulting, and we provide a community. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of people picking my brain. You cannot pick it. It's been picked over already. Thank you very
Right,
much.
right,
And yet, I don't want money to be the reason you're not being successful. I know for a fact that if it hadn't been for people who reached out to me at a certain time and helped me figure out how to go, as I always tell people, from the herd to the coveted 20%,
mm-hmm.
then I needed people were willing to reach out and help me do that. And I also discovered that when you're a part of the 20%, there are a lot of people there willing to help you, but they
Right.
expect you to do your part. You can't just sit down and put your feet up and say, I don't understand, it's too hard, it's too whatever. And so
Or you
my
can't
job,
just throw money. You can't just throw money at it.
well, first of
And
all, you don't have enough money, so that even if you did throw it, it's
right,
not enough. And I'm like, that is my goal. It's like with the conference, we've worked hard to provide things, and we'll be talking more about that as we get closer. The kinds of things that we provide because we want people to know and understand. And so I'm listening to you talk, and I'm going, oh, yeah, we got the same people in our group that and yet, like you said about the hairstylists, they know their craft.
right,
It's not that they don't know their craft. They are top notch in their craft. But it's
right.
the other things that go with it. Are you
Yeah.
getting the other things done?
Hmm. And I mean, like my husband, for instance, is a handyman.
Okay.
He does a handyman, lawn care, and snow plowing. That's what he does. But he is not going to know how to do social media, set up his website, even answer his emails. So thankfully, he has a wife that's a marketing expert. But so he has really I mean, he gets up early, gone early, and comes home late because he is busy. His phone is ringing, and he's getting business because I'm doing his marketing. But I'm just one person, so I don't take on clients. I have, like you read in my bio, I've been doing websites for over 20 years. So I still have clients. I have my website clients that have been with me for almost 20 years.
Okay.
They've stayed with me. And I have now about 50 active clients. There's only so much I can do. So, what I'm looking to do is build my connections so that as I train people, and at the end of my training, when they've got that decision to make, do they want to do it themselves or hire someone? If they want to hire someone, then I want to have a list. I want to say, oh, call this, and this person, but don't call me because I don't have
That's
the
not what I
capacity.
do.
Right, that's not what I do. I train you and then direct you, connect you to someone that can do that service.
And it's funny that you should do that because I was in a training today myself, and we were talking about what is your underwriting criteria so that in order to make a decision like that, I've got this list of things. And when I get to a certain number, it's like, oh, no, no, I can't do that. Somebody else has to do it. Or if it falls in this number, I do it. So people have to really start looking at what it is they want to do and how they're going to do it. Because there's just so much that we could all be doing. When you
Hmm.
were talking about your husband, we talked briefly about it, but we'll be talking about the client engagement platform because I got something for you to give to your husband that you'll
Okay.
say, "Oh my goodness," okay. But one of the things was you asked a question, and I love this question because I want to hear people to hear your answer.
Hmm.
For many people, six figures is the golden ticket. I talk about helping women go from less than $50 to six figures. Six figures is that golden number. And
Hmm.
yet you left a six-figure income to become an entrepreneur. Now,
Yeah.
for some people, it's like, oh, no, she didn't. And I know your family said, girl, I have a whole thing about you're going to quit that good state job because I was a state employee. And they kept saying, you're going to quit that good state job. So you're gonna quit that good job. So let me
Uh,
hear that story.
well, actually, I've been blessed, and education and how, like you did your talk. You got smarts. I got smarts, or whichever. So I was actually awarded a full 4-year academic scholarship to Howard University.
Wonderful.
So I had no student loans, and I
Wonderful.
worked for HP in California, and I've always been a top performer all my life. So I quickly got to the six figures. I mean, I was with them for 12 years also. It's like I had this 12-year itch, seems like. So I was with there from 12 years, but every year I would get a raise because whatever project they would give me, I could do it. And so as I mentioned earlier about wanting to help my friend, and I got all of these other clients, there's a whole nother story about how I came to my decision to leave. But I was in my 30s, okay? And when I looked at, okay, where am I really going with this company, or do I really want to go where there is to go? And, do I want to be an executive with this company? Because I was an individual contributor making that kind of money. Right. And I know what I want to step back. And I was married, and we had 4 kids at that time.
Okay.
Because my husband, we have 5. Wait a minute, we had 5 at that time.
Okay.
Because my husband had 3 children before we got married. I had 1, and then we had 1 together. So we had the mine, his, and ours. So a very young family. And I found myself like not spending time with my family. And again, I was in my 30s. I was really thinking about, is this really the life that I want? And I knew, and I was like, if I'm making this kind of money as an individual contributor, and I'm getting all of these clients with my side job, then why don't I give it a try while I'm still young? And I don't regret it at all. So and we owned a home in California, and this was back when you could sell homes and make all that money. So the timing was just right. Definitely, I prayed about it. So this was back when you got stock options. So I had stock options, 401k. We sold our home. It's like, hey.
I know your family thought you had lost your mind.
No, because my parents actually, and my parents, and I love them. They're still together. They're both 85.
Oh, wonderful.
They worked for General Motors.
Okay.
For 30 years,
okay,
and retired. Both of them retired at 50.
Wonderful. So, okay, so they understood. Okay.
They're entrepreneurs. Yes, they're entrepreneurs.
They understood. Wow.
And they know I'm good with my finances. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they taught you that. They taught you that. Okay.
This is true.
Yes. So tell me this. I'm in California too. So where were you in California?
Oh, where wasn't I? Well, I worked in Palo Alto.
Okay.
When I first moved there, I was in San Jose.
Okay.
I bought my first what was it calling things? The little small place,
condo or whatever.
Condo, thank you.
Okay.
So I bought a condo in Cupertino.
Okay.
And then when we had the mine, his, and ours, because we weren't raising all of his kids together. Right. But then when I got pregnant, then we moved to Sunnyvale.
Okay.
And that's where we finally ended up. We bought our house in Sunnyvale.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm a Los Angeles girl, born and bred,
So I definitely down south. You're in the south. I was all up in the
Northern California, but just a different place, because now you're in Buffalo, New York, and I just can't understand the cold, but you got it, and I ain't mad at you.
Well, this is where I was born and raised. This is where my parents are. This is where I had to come when I was busted broke after my divorce. So
okay, been there, done that, girl. We'll sit down and compare stories one day. Okay, as we go on. But I want to take a few minutes. You have an offer for our audience. I want to put the banner up. I laugh because I'll start talking and we'll keep on talking and bypass it, and I don't want to do that. Want you to tell people what it is you're asking them to come check out and what they can get when they do.
Yeah. So again, I have over 30 years of marketing experience, and I am a lifelong learner. So I'm constantly during the day watching webinars or listening to podcasts, or I even do my own training. So if you go to that link there, it takes you to my site where you can sign up for access. It's free. And you'll get access to articles, blogs, checklists, designs, downloads, all types of things that I have found to be very good. So it's like I've already vetted all of this material, and you could just learn a lot of it. Again, learn, understand this stuff, and it's just all kinds of tools that will help you.
Oh, absolutely awesome. I'm happy because, again, like I started out, we're working to help women in particular, although men, I don't have anything against you. All my stuff is pink and white because I'm going after the girls. But how are we all going to get ahead? How is it going to affect our bottom line? And just like Arba is gracing us with some free resources, if you go on Facebook and we are friends, you can apply to join Club CEO. If we're not friends yet, I need you to friend me because I want you to be there where you can get free information. I want people to be successful. You see, I don't compete with anyone. I collaborate with anybody who will collaborate with me. And I put myself around people like Arba who feel the same way. We're not in competition. I am so loving. And you guys, look at her background. I love her background. I love the colors. It is just, it makes me happy. It
Yes.
makes me happy.
I stand out. It makes me stand. That's what it's all about. That's what marketing is all about. You got to stand out. You got, how can I get on these different virtual meetings or whatever and say that I'm in marketing and I'm not even representing myself, So
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm going to share a new word I learned over the weekend, last weekend, I guess it was, in training. We're no longer doing virtual events, we're doing digital events. And the reason
okay.
the person said digital is that virtual implies that it's not real. And everything that we're doing is very real.
True.
And we want to train people to say digital. So I'm going to step in here and say, no, you're doing things digitally.
Digital.
So there we go, so that we can make it as big and as broad as we want. Speaking of which, another digital thing is the Leverage Conference for speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs. It is a digital conference. It's an upscale digital conference, and we have people who attend from all across the United States, Canada, the UK, the Philippines, and the Bahamas. So we will always be digital because there's no place where we can go where everybody can get there at the same time. This way, it allows people to be in their homes, to be in their offices, and yet learn from other people. And because you are the technology person, you will understand this. The Leverage Conference is going to the metaverse. We're having a night in the metaverse. So I'm looking forward to that because those of you who are sitting there saying, what on earth is she talking about? Stay tuned. You'll learn more because I'm just learning too. And it's like, ooh, something else for us to learn. But so tell us, we've got a few more minutes. What have we not said with regard to DIY marketing or Arba Cooper or Network Lead Exchange that you would like us to say?
Here's the funny thing is I'm actually rebranding. I'm in the process of rebranding. Yes, because I am working with a coach. Sorry, I almost want to say the wrong word. I'm working with a coach. And because I realize that I've got so much to offer and I've done so much. And although I pretty much have stayed in my lane, it's been over the 30 years and everything that I've done has been marketing. But I mean, I can do websites, email marketing, videos, social media, just I could do a whole lot. But as I said, I'm not taking on new clients. So I really want to do more speaking and more training. So my coach, we had our first session, and I'm now going to be, and it's funny you just said that word, the digital technologist.
Okay.
So that's
now, the only thing I would like, and she didn't ask me, but the coach in me is screaming. As you guys are working out your title and what your business is going to use, figure out how to use the initials DIY. And the reason is that, okay, so we know the D is digital. And I don't know if the I is information for yourself or whatever. But you've already,
DIY currently is do it yourself.
I know, but we want to take it and put that digital in there.
Okay.
And we want, because people know you as DIY.
True.
Okay. So and again, you didn't ask me and your coach may not agree, but the branding is already there. Just and I'll tell you what I do. I sit down with the thesaurus and I just put in letters and watch the letters come up and what words go with that and
Right.
keep on until you pull it together because you've already spent years putting that together. It's not any different that you're doing, it's expanding that you're doing. So
Mm-hmm.
let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. We're
Right.
gonna keep the baby, the bathwater, the whole thing. We're just gonna blow it up and make it bigger. I'm like really happy for you, really
Thank you.
proud for you. Oh my goodness.
Hey, that's breaking news. I mean, you're the first to know
Well,
besides
but
my
you know
coach.
what? Here's the deal. You have to start saying it
Yeah.
so that it can be, okay? It
True.
has to be the intention. So your
Yeah.
intention is that you're going to rebrand. And so that isn't a one-stop thing. It's like, okay, what does that look like? How does it get bigger? What? So I'm like excited. Yes,
Yeah.
I can't
The
wait to
digital
see.
technologist.
There you go. So we got to figure out what that I and Y are. We're gonna get it together. We're gonna get it
Yes.
together. I am like so happy for you. So yay!
Thank you.
So do me this. Tell people how they attend Network Lead Exchange, your chapter, and
Yes.
anything else you want to do. Because girl, believe it or not, our half hour is up.
I believe it. I know it happens quickly with me. So we meet every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm in New York. So 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I actually have hybrid meetings. What that means is that I'm in a community center. So I have some of my members actually come in person. I love my in-person members because I like to be engaging. And then you can also join in by Zoom. Please go to my website, visiondoers.com. And that's where you can see all of my upcoming events and you can register. You can come free as a guest 2 times to check us out. And then if you decide you want to be a member and take advantage of a whole year of training, then we can talk about that. Here's the funny thing. Guess what my topic is this coming Tuesday?
I'm scared to ask what.
How to start a podcast.
Ah! Okay, well, you know what? Absolutely, absolutely. And I would tell anybody who's thinking about doing it, there are more, just like there's more than one way to write a book, there's more than one way to do a podcast. I like to do it the easiest, the quickest to get it done.
Right.
Other people want to take it differently and do it, and all is okay. So if I can be of help to anybody, help to you, let me know. I can tell you what I do. Okay. I try to make it simple and easy. And yet, I have a girlfriend who runs a podcast academy, and I went straight through her program. So I know what it's supposed to be. But
Right.
it's like, oh, no, 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 no. Let them do it this way. She always has her own way of doing stuff. Want
Well,
to
I hope
remind
you
our
can join
audience to,
us.
I'm sorry, say again.
I hope you can join us because this is a guest speaker. I'm not doing it. It's a guest
Okay.
speaker that's going to be.
Okay, well, those of us who know other stuff have to be kind of careful because I don't want, whatever they're saying. It's like, oh, okay, but
Okay.
girl, that's too much work. That's too much. For instance, I always tell my clients, just so people know, we don't edit anything. No, 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 no. If you make a mistake, own the mistake, correct it, and keep it moving because we are broadcasting live on 5 different platforms as we speak. So, no, 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 we're done.
Okay.
Anyway, we want to remind people to go back to DIYmarketing.biz/resources to get the gifts that Arba has put there for us. Want you guys to definitely take a look at that. I want to remind you once again that the Leverage Conference for speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs in its 4th year is happening November 10th, 11th, and 12th. And information will be going out this month if you're interested in participating as a speaker, author, or vendor. That information will be going out very shortly. We are officially in conference season, and I'm happy about it. So, Arba, give you the last word. Anything else before I close it out?
Just feel free to contact me. I'm on, of course, all the social media, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. The easiest thing is go to visiondoers.com and All of my
Repeat
contact.
that again, visiondoers.com. Okay.
Visiondoers.com or DIYmarketing.biz. That's the problem. I got too many websites.
That's okay. We're all good. We're all good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Deborah Thorne, the Information Diva, and I've spent some time with a really good friend of mine, Arba Cooper, and this is Let's Talk Leverage. So until next time, take care.
Thank you.